like I mentioned earlier, that since these grooves originate on percussion, this is just my take on the drums. Try and hear it in a musical setting, and then doing when and where and how and why to add it in.
Awesome, man.
Thank you.
Thank you. That was super cool. And my name is Ruben Spiker. This is Sarah Thawer. We are super stoked to have you out.
Thank you so much for having me.
Super stoked. So we have an amazing lesson planned for you guys. Let's get into it. We're going to be breaking down some awesome Indian grooves that you've taken from some percussion stuff, and you're going to be showing us how you apply it to the kit.
First off, I want to say thank you so much for Drumeo for having me. Indian grooves are really special to me. These are the first grooves that I actually started playing as a child growing up. So Indian rhythms are expressed in many ways. One of the many ways Indian grooves are expressed are in the North Indian tradition style called bowls, tabla bowls. Like gena, 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 gena. Then there's the syllables known as solkatu. One thing that I want to point out that language is incredible, and that's the language that I grew up learning. I grew up studying tabla and Indian percussion. But today, what my approach is going to be more of a pattern-oriented, groove-oriented, feel-oriented style of Indian drumming. Like how we have, James Funk playing mambo in the Cuban setting. So that's the kind of stylistic approach that we're going to be taking. So the first groove that we're going to be talking about is called the Kerwa. Man, this groove is actually really special to me. It's a groove in 4/4. It can be in 2/4 as well, but for this exercise, it's going to be in 4/4. So, we got the backbeat in funk and R&B and rock. Always on 2 and 4. So for the Kerwa, the cool thing about it is that our backbeats are on the up. So, boom, 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 boom. And there's a cool thing where I see rants on Facebook where people are like, hey, on the 1 and 3, that's not real music, or you better be clapping on the 4 because that's where the beat is at. And I'm like, hey guys, like I cringe every time I hear that because our rhythms are always on the upbeat, on the ends. If I'm clapping on the 2 and 4 and everything's on the upbeat, we're not going to feel the pulse. So I apologize. I love to clap on the downbeats. So this is what this groove is really about. Let's just get right into it. Example number 1. We got some 8th notes happening on the hi-hat. We're going to be accenting all the downbeats with the edge of the stick and then all the ends with the tip. And we're going to be playing all the uhs with the snare, just like a backbeat. And the kick is going to be on the 1 and the 3. I'm going to play it at 3 different tempos.
So that's usually performed at the last tempo, generally?
I would say it really varies on the style. It can be performed really slow, like even at 60 BPM.
Okay.
Or it can be like up to like 200, 300 BPM and just burning fast. Yeah.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah.
So what percussion instrument is that one taken from?
We have the tabla, North Indian instrument. We have the tolak. We have the tol. I would say most popular Indian groove.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So I think
it's
it's
like the one to learn.
If you want to impress some people from the Indian culture, just pop up and play this beat. So that'll give you some incentive to learn these grooves.
Cool.
Yeah. So the second groove that we're going to go to is going to be the same groove, but we're going to add some ghost notes to it. We're going to add a ghost note on the E. So, let's check out some James Brown grooves. That style is made up of so many ghost notes. Even if you hear a lot of other genre, ghost notes really make up the feel. And I would say it's a very similar situation to this as well. You need to involve some of that feeling into it with the ghost notes. When you take J Dilla swing, you have Cuban swing, you have New Orleans, you have jazz, you have a bunch of these styles, and all of these styles have a distinct swing to them. And I would say the same thing to this. We have it really straight, we got it kind of in the middle, and then we got it heavily swung. I personally like to play in between the two. Maybe I can demonstrate a little bit of the feel with this exercise beat and add some ghost notes to demonstrate.
Sounds good.
And I'll play it at 3 tempos.
Are the different levels of swing, is it wrong to learn one level, or are they all used?
So I would maybe relate that to hip hop. When you have like boom bap trap or like the J Dilla swing. It's like if you listen to the music, you should know how to apply what and when.
Gotcha.
And when I play with some musicians, they swing like crazy, and I'm like, holy smokes, I'm not used to that. Or some musicians, they just play it like right down the middle. So I guess it's just really being able to hear it and knowing when to apply it.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Cool. Maybe let's hear that one more time, a little bit slower.
Sure.
And then just try out super straight again, and then maybe if you want to try out the swing again. But
sure.
This is a super cool rhythm.
Thanks. Super slow.
I really like the swing feel on that one. That feels really nice.
It feels nice.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right, so let's move on to the next one you have here, which was variation number 1.
Yes.
Using the bell.
Yeah, so for this next one, we're going to be using the bell of the hi-hat. I like this because you know what? There are no rules of these grooves. It's your interpretation. So let's check out using this bell. And we're going to use this bell on basically every downbeat, and it's going to follow by 2 16 notes on the hi-hat. And we're going to play some ghost notes and move some of the kicks around. So check it out.
Cool. Is there a certain setting where you would use the bell more, just like to cut through a little more, or is it just you're feeling that out? If it's like a little bit quieter, you won't use the bell, and then.
So I would say depending on the song, depending on the part, like maybe at a B section or like an A1 or A2 section. I guess it's just trying to figure out where in the song that fits, or listening to the other percussionists. Some of them pop up some country, some bells, where they're accenting all the downbeats. So why not follow them and find out? Yeah.
So it's again kind of trying to mimic someone playing bells in the background, kind of add in some more textures.
Definitely.
Cool.
Yeah, I kind of imagine this as the bells. I imagine these two kind of as the percussion instruments.
Okay.
So we'll move on to the second one, the beat, actually. We'll be using the bell again, but we're going to be putting the bell on the ands.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to switch in between the two, and maybe we can hear more of a difference.
Sure, between the A and B.
2A and 2B.
Got you, okay.
All right. And you can maybe hear the difference in the feeling as well.
So putting the accent on the 1 and then switching to the and.
Exactly.
Cool.
All right. So number 3, we're going to actually stick to it. So the cool thing about this groove is there's different dynamics on the tabla. So the crossing is emulating a sound that's maybe more of a mezzo piano. And then when we go to the snare, it's like a forte. So let's give it a go.